Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. It's been, it's been a little while. I have been asked a couple of times to kind of recap my journey and give you guys an update about getting the Pfizer vaccine, which I can't speak on behalf of Moderna. I can't speak on behalf of Johnson & Johnson or AstraZeneca or any of the other vaccines that are out there that may be available to you. But I can talk to you guys about my experience. I know that there's a lot of questions and a lot of things that I won't be able to answer in this video. One, because I'm not a scientist, and two, I really just have no idea. The only thing that I know is I went into getting this vaccine as soon as I possibly could and be able to getting some freedom back, then I'm completely in. Now I know I live in an area, I think Tennessee is ranked like 48th out of the 50 United States. The numbers just aren't growing the way that I would like them to be, but just being able to vaccinate myself, knowing that I'm taking care of me, is pretty much all that I can do. They're saying that we need like 75% of the population, 80% of the population to be able to get vaccinated, and I think as a country we're at like 25% right now. So I'm glad to be a statistic. This is the one time that I'm actually glad to be able to be a statistic and be able to say that I'm doing something for my neighbors and I'm doing something for the community and I'm doing something for the globe as a nation. Like, how many times do we actually get to say that stuff? Now, I want to break down exactly what happened, exactly how I feel. As you guys saw on a previous entry, I went and got my first shot of the vaccine. I qualified in Tennessee under the 1B phase, I believe it was. Due to the pandemic, I've put on a tiny bit of weight. I know I've talked about it before, but I put on like 35 pounds. So, I'm not happy about that, but I qualified due to that because my BMI was greater than 30. So I was able to qualify for the vaccine, and I was like, well, if this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to eat a bunch of Bojangles, I'm going to eat a bunch of Crystal Burgers, and then God damn, that bird's loud. So I qualified under the 1B phase of the Tennessee vaccine plan, and I jumped on it. I jumped on it as soon as I could, with no fear. I know that there's a bunch of conspiracies, and there's a bunch of thoughts, and there's a bunch of things that are happening, and we really don't know what this vaccine's capable of doing, but also we don't know what it's not able to do. And if this is just the way that science is telling us to go, I was okay with that, really. I never really had any personal internal struggles over getting the vaccine. I know I've got family members and I've got friends and people on Twitter and Facebook and everyone that I see their posts about it, but it's not something that I was really concerned about. I'm not one to go get a yearly flu shot. I'm not one to actually see doctors and really have to go through those steps and those processes, but we're over a year. We're a year and a quarter after the things started getting reported and testing has started to be done and social distancing and quarantines and lockdowns and all this stuff. I don't want to have to do that no more. So if it takes me talking to you and me getting a shot, and maybe you guys are writing a fine line about getting your shot. I know a lot of my friends, which I'm excited for, a lot of my friends are in the midst right now of getting their vaccines. I am almost, by the time you guys see this, I'm just about 2 weeks after my second shot. So we are almost there. And I've been working a lot and I deal with the general public. So to be able to have that comfort of, man, I may test positive for the coronavirus, but may not show symptoms or may not get deathly sick over it or whatever. That's a positive. That is something that is positive for me. So I went in, got my first shot. The first shot hit me right here in my left arm. I felt pain from my shoulder down to my elbow. It was just something that, it was a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not saying that it was a great experience, but I knew that it was something that I had to go through to be able to deal with it. But other than about, let's say 30 minutes after getting the first shot, I did have a slight headache, which came home, drank a bunch of water, took a Tylenol, about 200 milligrams of acetaminophen, definitely reduced that headache that I had, and I was able to function. It wasn't too terrible. Now, coming into the second vaccine, that was a different story. Now, during the second shot, I was a tad concerned, only due to the fact that stories online and Twitter and everything is definitely made the second shot seem like it was more of a drastic effect. Now, I have known people that got their second shots and have had to be laid out for a few days and kind of got flu-like symptoms and not feeling well. Now, I got my second shot. I did a complete drive-through. You just pull up, they shoot you in the arm through your window. You got to wait in your car, and then you're gone. Being able to do that was extremely comforting. I got the second shot. Again, I had a little headache. I definitely had, I don't know if it was more than the first shot, but I definitely had a very similar kind of pressure in your head, giving you a little bit of uncomfortableness. But again, I came home, I chugged a bunch of water, I took a Tylenol, and just been able to relieve that pressure. I felt okay, tired. After the second shot, I was tired. Just kind of physically drained. Now, yes, I've been working and doing housework and stuff like that, so maybe I also sat down and just felt like I had a moment to relax. I had completely cleared my schedule. It wasn't until that night, it was about 3 a.m. that night, so let's say a good 12 to 15 hours after I got that second shot, I woke up, I was hot. And then I was cold, and then I was hot. I was kind of going through these chills. So throughout the course of the night, over the time that I got into bed, the time that I fell asleep, to the time that I woke up and checked my temperature 3 different times, wondering if I had slight fever or anything. I did not have any type of fever. My temperature was completely normal. I think it was just uncomfortableness. I was just tossing and turning absolutely all night. And chills. I'd wake up sweating. I'd wake up cold. It was just back and forth. That was a miserable night's sleep. I'm not going to lie. That was not a fun night's sleep. And it definitely was something that I just had to deal with. And Nancy woke up at one point and was like, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I'm all right." And just had to reassure me that it was just the vaccine and my body doing its thing. Which, of course, does not sound pleasant, but if it's a 48-hour or a 24-hour process of having to go through, COVID would be a lot worse. And I know probably 24 people that have been diagnosed with COVID have tested positive, and what I had to go through with the vaccine is less than what they had to go through with COVID, so that's all right. Woke up the next day extremely, not groggy, but more of a sluggish feeling where my body was just kind of really slow, and I had body aches, like my joints hurt, which my back typically hurts. I've got herniated discs and issues with my body, so I'm not, it's not anything unusual to have to deal with some type of pain in my body, but my toes and my ankles, knees, hips, elbows, wrists, like everything was a little sore, and it was just, again, it was an uncomfortable feeling. I was taking naps and just, I cleared my schedule just to make sure that I was able to recover properly from after getting this vaccine. So I gave myself like a 72-hour window. That first day was uncomfortable. Come the second day, yes, my arm still hurt, but the joint pain has started to go away, starting to feel a tad bit better coming into the third day. I felt pretty darn good to go. By the time Nancy went and got her shot on Monday, I was feeling pretty good, pretty much back to normal. Little bit of sensitivity, like you could press into the muscle within your shoulder area right here, and I could feel a little bit of soreness from where you got jabbed. But other than that, guys, I'm just gonna have to say that it's definitely, now that I'm coming into that 2-week mark of where they say that it takes your body to build the antibodies to be able to fight this COVID thing. You know, I think we're both sitting here extremely happy. We can try and at least spend the next 6 to 12 months not really having to worry about this. Now, I'm going to wear my mask continuously. I don't know if there's ever going to be a time that I will ever step foot on an airplane and not wear a mask, only due to the fact that every time I got on an airplane, I got some type of cold, runny nose, coughing, sneezing, stuff like that. The times that I have been on a plane over the past year and a half or so, I have worn a mask and not stepped off the airplane within a couple days feeling sick. So there's things that I've learned, lessons that I've learned throughout this pandemic that I feel like I'm going to carry on past this point. So, definitely, if you guys have any further questions, post them down below. I hope I kind of covered everything. If anyone has had any other type of reactions or things that you want to let people know, post them in the comments down below. Let's all talk about this. Let's all just kind of just go, let's go over it. Let's see what everyone else across the country, across the world, what everyone's having to go through. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to post this video, give you guys an update, let you guys know what's going on here. I thought that I would just post this one up only just because people on Twitter and Facebook have asked me. I've been very open about getting the shot. I do not feel, which I get it, 5G, ha ha ha, and microchips and all this. Yeah, go ahead and post all that shit, or just save my time and don't post it. So we are living one wild time right now, and I am extremely excited to be able to get past this point. I've already opened up my house. We got folks coming over since October, maybe September of last year. That's a long time since I've actually seen people. So we've got plans, people coming over, we're getting back to work. We are working non-stop over here. So it's just nice to be able to say, hey, I can go, still wearing my mask at work and doing all these things that I have to do. But, I'm excited to get past this point of life, and I hope you guys are too. Let me know if you guys are interested in getting a vaccine. Let me know if you're not getting the vaccine. Yeah, that's going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching this one on this gloomy outdoor day. I mean, it's still like 65 outside, so it feels great. But look, I got my pool open. I'll be posting a video about that one too soon. We also went on a date. Man, I got a few videos that I need to edit for you guys. I'm gonna go get started on that. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.